Good morning, class, and welcome to our third episode in this series, Readings in Philippine History. So, I'm very excited to discuss this because this is a very monumental question. And our question is going to be who were the first people of the Philippine archipelago? Followed by paano natin nalalaman or paano natin nasagutan ang tanong na to. So, magiging prangka na ako. There are no primary written documents about it because this was the time na wala pa namang nagsusulat tungkol sa kasaysayan ng bansa natin. Or at least, we can even boldly say na walang marunong magsulat. I'm talking about cavemen. Hindi ito yung pre-colonial Philippines ha. What I'm asking is kung sino yung sinaunang or pinakaunang mga tao na nakatapak sa ating kapuluan, sa ating archipelago. And to answer this question is to also ask this question. So what do historians read when there are no written documents? Ano yan? Readings in Philippine history pero wala tayong babasahin. Class, ito yung gusto kong ituro sa inyo. History is not just about written documents. Anong mangyayari kung umaasa lang ang mga historians natin sa mga nakasulat na dokumento? Paano kung biglang nawala yung mga nakasulat na dokumento? Does it mean wala na tayong kasaysayan going back? Does it mean wala na tayong pwedeng mapuntahan na sources or evidence? Dito na papasok na history does not purely or does not necessarily or does not primarily relies only in written documents. Madaming paraan para pag-aralan ng kasaysayan natin. Dito na papasok that history also partners with other branches of investigation and science. For example, we have archaeology, di ba? Archaeology, and of course, pag-uusapan din dito yung genetics, and we can even go so far to literature. O pag sinabi nating literature, hindi lamang po ito written. Meron din kasi tayong tinatawag na meron din tayong tinatawag na spoken literature. So hindi rin yan nakasulat. 'Di ba? Usually yung mga folk stories tulad ni Biag ni Lamang, yung mga ganun, which also we're going to discuss in the future. But anyway, history is not limited sa mga written documents lang. Otherwise, magkakaroon tayo ng dead end. So going back to the question, paano nga natin nalaman kung sino yung mga sinaunang tao sa Pilipinas or sa mga lupa ng bansa natin kung hindi naman sila nagsulat kasi hindi sila marunong magsulat nung time na yun. So aasa tayo sa ibang paraan ng pag-aaral, and it's not just about reading. It's now about discovering the past by using other means such as excavating, getting fossils, and then yung mga fossils na yun, pag-aaralan gamit yung mga carbon-14. And then of course, pag-aaralan na rin yung genetics niyan and stuff like that, which I am very excited to discuss. But before that, let's play a quick game. Sabihin mo lang kung Filipino or hindi. Magpapakita ako ng mga litrato sa harap mo and then hulaan mo lang or try mong i-answer logically kung Pilipino ba sila or hindi. First image, are they Filipino or not? So, tinan mo, no? Kamukha niya nga si Marian Rivero. And I'm sure madami namang Pilipina na ganito yung complexity ng kanilang skin color or ng skin tone, right? And kung titignan mo yung damit nila, parang pwede mo siyang, at some point, no, nakita mo na siguro yung gantong pormahan sa Pinas. So, final question. Are they Filipinos? The answer is they are Thai people. So they're from Thailand. How about this one? Are they Filipino? Tingnan nyo yung mata, oh. Singkit, 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 singkit. So this is proof beyond reasonable doubt na sila ay Filipino. Siguro naisip mo na they're Chinese, no? Or Taiwanese or something like that. But they're Filipino. Oh, ito medyo magulo to. May singkit, may maputi, maputi, tapos singkit pa. Tapos ito naman, singkit, pero yung skin tone niya is kayumanggi. Ito rin, ito rin. Tapos ito naman, mukha siyang mukha siyang padre, mukha siyang Espanyol, kung tutuusin. So, are they Filipino? The answer is no. They are Taiwanese. O ito, medyo mahirap to. Pilipino ba to? Yan yung mata, oh. Lahat sila singkit, oh. Ayun, oh, singkit, 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 singkit. Ito, tulog na nga, oh. So, Pilipino ba sila? Obviously, di naman ganito yung tsura ng, di ba, ng Tagalog. So, they are Korean. How about this one? Pinoy ba to? Mukha silang Malaysian kung tutusin, di ba? They are Filipino. So, share ko lang yung mga sources kung saan ko nakuha yung mga image na yun, no? And, anyway, bakit ko ba pinagawa yung activity na yun sa'yo? That's because they are known as the Austronesian people. Kung mapapansin mo, totoo naman na dito sa Pilipinas, kamukha natin yung mga kapitbahay natin na bansa. Kamukha natin yung mga Malaysians, Singaporeans, Indonesians, Taiwanese, Thai. Hindi nalalayo yung physical features natin sa kanila. So dito na rin papasok na gusto kong ituro sa inyo na hindi mo dapat ibe-base yung pagka-Pilipino ng isang tao based sa kanyang biological features. Yan. Na kesyo singkit, hindi na daw Pilipino. Na kesyo maputi, hindi na Pilipino. We have to stop using biological features to determine kung Pilipino ba ang isang tao or hindi. Hindi ganun yun. Being a Filipino is more than that. Pero aminin na natin, bakit ba tayo nagkaroon ng gantong mindset? Bakit ba natin naisip na pag sinabing Pilipino, kayumanggi, tapos yung height niya hindi sobrang tangkad compared sa mga Amerikano, o kaya mga, tawag dito, maitim ang buhok. So, ba't ba tayo nagkaroon ng mindset na ganun? Hindi ko naman sila masisisi. Because majority of the Filipinos, ganun yung physical features. That's because ang bansa natin, the Philippines, and the neighboring nations as well, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia, they are called the Austronesian people. So ano tong Austronesian people? Are they the first people of the Philippine archipelago? Sila ba? In order for us to understand kung sino or ano ang mga Austronesian people, we have to go way back. By way back, what I mean is we have to understand what does it mean to be a Homo sapien. So, di ba, kung babalik tayo sa science natin, pag sinabi nating Homo sapien, this simply means human, tao. Pero kung iintindi natin, pag sinabi nating Homo, this is a set of family. Ito yung sapiens, yan yung species. Diba? So, the family of Homo, madami siyang species. May Homo sapiens, yan yung humans. May Homo neanderthals. May Javaman, mga ganon. Homo erectus, stuff like that. So bakit natira na lang is yung Homo sapiens? Let's go way back. Kung iintindihin natin, nagkaroon tayo ng evolution. The purpose of evolution is para mag-adapt tayo sa pangangailangan ng lugar natin. Kasi kung hindi tayo mag-a-adapt, mamamatay tayo. And no, maling sabihin na galing tayo sa mga chimpanzees. Okay, hindi tayo galing sa mga unggoy. Rather, galing ang mga unggoy at ang mga tao sa isang common ancestor. Okay? Galing ang mga unggoy at ang mga tao sa isang common ancestor. But this is a topic for taxonomy and genetics. This is a topic for taxonomy and genetics. Historical genetics. So, hindi natin yan i-discuss ngayon. Pero ang gusto ko lang i-point out sa inyo, hindi tayo galing sa mga unggoy. Okay? Rather, ang mga unggoy at ang mga tao ay galing sa iisang ancestor. And throughout those years, nag-evolve tayo into different Homo na species. Nagkaroon ng Homo neanderthal, Homo erectus, Homo sapiens. And dahil yung mga Neanderthals and yung mga Erectus and yung mga other Homo species, Homo luzonensis, hindi sila nakapag-evolve, they eventually died out. Whereas yung mga Homo sapiens, they continued to strive. So dalawa lang yan. It's either you subscribe to the theory of evolution or you subscribe to the creation theory. O baka ma-offend ka pag sinabi kong theory ang creation theory. Then, nasa sayo na yun. This is just for academic discussions. But for the sake of academics, ang creation theory, this means ginawa daw ng Diyos yung tao, Adam and Eve. O, nasa sayo na yun kung maniniwala ka or hindi. Okay? Hindi ko i-discuss yan. What I want to discuss is, ang natira nga na species of humans are the Homo sapiens. And nag-originate sila here in Africa. Nag-originate sila here in Africa. So, actually, this is supposed to be 300,000 years, but let's say 200,000, this will do. So, 300,000 years ago, yung mga Homo sapiens from Africa, they migrated. So, from Africa, they moved to Europe. That was 40,000 years ago. And then some of them moved here, okay, near the Middle East. This is 100,000 years ago. And then some of them moved to China and India 70,000 years ago. Some of them moved to Russia 25,000 years ago. And from Russia, dumaan sila ng papunta ng Alaska. So nakapunta na sila ngayon ng Americas, North America 15,000 years ago. Papunta ng Central America 12,000 years ago hanggang papunta ng South America, which is also 12,000 years ago. Now, from China, dumaan sila ng Malaysia and Indonesia hanggang sa nakapunta ng Australia and then the Solomon Islands 50,000 years ago and 30,000 years ago. So, ang pinopoint out ko lang dito is yung mga Homo sapiens na nagsimula ng Africa, umikot-ikot sila sa buong mundo kung saan in their respective years. And an evidence of evolution shows what we call microevolution. Microevolution. Di ba ang sabi ko, the purpose of evolution is para mag-adapt yung mga species kung saan sila kailangan. Kung ano yung kailangan nila for their environment, mag-a-adapt sila dun para makasurvive. Originally, if you're from Africa, mainit kasi sa Africa. So para mas makasurvive yung mga Homo sapiens dyan, yung skin tone nila, which is black, mas magde-defend sa mga UV rays. Whereas kung pupunta ka here in Europe, kung saan yung climate dito is sakto lang yung init and then minsan may winter, ang nangyari sa mga balat nila, naging puti. Whereas dito naman in Russia and in China, itong mga parts na to, Mongolia, yung winter dito, tumatagal ng sobrang tagal. And because tumatagal ng sobrang tagal yung winter dito, it's kinda dangerous sa mga mata natin. And because of that, yung eyelids natin nagkaroon ng better protection from the weather. Hence the reason why itong part ng Asia na to ay puro mga singkit. This is microevolution. Okay? It's not necessarily a full evolution para masabi natin na hindi na sila Homo sapiens because genetically speaking, Homo sapiens pa rin sila. Sadyang dahil magkakaiba lang ng region at magkakaiba lang ng lugar, magkakaiba sila ng weather, ng experiences, nagkaroon ng microevolution para mag-adapt yung mga katawan nila sa environment nila. That's proof of evolution. But what I want to share is itong part na to. Diba as I said, they came from Africa and then they moved to China and then of course yung iba hindi naman nagstay sa China. Yung iba dumaan padagat. So when they went to Taiwan, some of them went here in this place. Yung iba galing ng Thailand tsaka Laos. And then from there, nagbarko na sila or nagbangka paikot sa Pacific or sa Southeast Asia. Ang tawag natin sa kanila are the Austronesian people. Okay? These are the Austronesian people. Ito yung mga may skin complexity na kayumanggi. Kasi nga, syempre, kung isipin mo, ikot-ikutin mo yung dagat dito, di ba? Nangingisda-isda ka. Ano ba yun? Bilad na bilad ka dyan sa araw. So, your skin would adapt to the environment. The height as well. The Austronesian people, they share a common language. That is why, yung language nating Tagalog, Bisaya, makaka-relate tayo sa mga Indonesians at Malaysians because we share the same family of languages. Oo, magkakaiba tayo ng lingwahe, pero kung mag-aaral tayo ng Indonesian at Malaysian at kung aaralin nila yung Tagalog at Bisaya, mas madali nating maintindihan yung isa't isa compared sa pag nag-aral tayo ng Chinese at saka ng Korean. 'Di ba? Hindi naman kasama yung mga Chinese, Korean, tsaka mga Japanese sa Austronesian. Kita mo naman sa mapang to. That's why yung itsura ng katawan nila is different. And yung language nila is also different. Kung titignan mo yung Korean, Japanese, tsaka Chinese, oo, magkakaiba sila ng writing system, pero kung titignan mo, di ba magkakamuka? Whereas kung titignan mo yung writing system ng mga Pilipino, Indonesian, tsaka Malaysian, magkakaintindihan tayo, mas madali tayong mag-aaral ng languages niyan. Abot pa nga hanggang Madagascar yung Austronesian. Okay? And then we have the Solomon Islands hanggang Fiji, all the way to New Zealand. This is the Austronesian people. So the question is, the Austronesian people, are they the first people of the Philippine archipelago? The answer is no, they are not. According to more studies, the National Museum of the Philippines identifies remains from Tabon Cave in Palawan, dating to approximately 47,000 years ago. Yung mga Austronesian people kasi, they arrived in the Philippines 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. So kung tutusin, mas bata pa yung mga Austronesian people. However, they are Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens ang mga Austronesian people. Okay? However, according to this archaeological find, itong Tabon Man, tawag natin dito, di ba? Naalala nyo nung bata kayo? Nung elementary kayo? We have the Tabon Man. The Tabon Man found in the Tabon Cave in Palawan is also a Homo sapien. Homo sapien din to. So, human din siya. It just so happens na nauna siya 47,000 years ago. For sure, hindi naman siya pumunta dyan mag-isa. Medyo marami-rami sila. This just goes to show, class, na itong simplification nito, this is just a simplification. No? Sorry. Saan ba yung pambura ko? Okay? This just goes to show na this image is just a simplification kung paano nag-migrate yung mga Africans or yung mga Homo sapiens from Africa to Europe to China and all the way from here. Sabi dito 30,000 years ago na. Sabi dito 50,000 years ago. Pero 47,000 years ago in Palawan, meron ng Tabon Man. So, known na yung Homo sapien na yun sa Palawan. Di ba? So, the Austronesian people are not the first people of the Philippine archipelago. We can say na it's actually the Tabon Man. Pero, if we go back 67,000 years ago, the remains of the Homo luzonensis were discovered in Calao Cave in Luzon. Homo luzonensis is not a human. This is a different species of Homo. This is specifically luzonensis. Iba yan sa sapien. Okay? Iba yan sa sapien. Homo sapiens and Homo luzonensis are not the same. Magkaiba yan. So sila ba yung unang tao sa bansa natin, sa Pilipinas? No? Extinct hominin species na yan and should not be automatically be described as the direct ancestor of present-day Filipinos. So is it still safe to say na ang pinaka-naunang tao is yung mga taga-Tabon Cave? Perhaps, pwede nating masabi. This is just a finding. Hindi pa natin alam, baka meron pang mas nauna pa dyan, let's say 44,000 years ago, or maybe 50,000 years ago, may nauna pa dyan, or maybe 80,000 years ago, or maybe 100,000 years ago, hindi natin alam. It's possible na in this simplification of an image, it's possible na may isang grupo ng mga tao na imbis na dito dumaan, pwedeng nag-boat siya papunta dito, diretso ng Pinas, we will never know. Hindi pa natin alam. Rather, pwedeng in the future, let's say 200 years from now, makadiscover ang mga archaeologists natin ng bagong study or ng finding na may finding sila nakita na may taong nag-exist na dito 80,000 years ago. And then maybe in the future, meron na palang nakapunta ng Pilipinas 100,000 years ago na Homo sapien or baka may Homo neanderthal. We don't know. Insofar as history is concerned, we can only rely on what findings or new discoveries will provide us. And then we have the Negritos. So by the way, the term Negritos is controversial kasi ang ibig sabihin nito, little black. Malamang ang nag-coin nito ay yung mga Spaniards, di ba? Little black. So ito yung mga Aita, Agta, and Mamanwa. They are not Austronesians, pero nauna sila sa Pilipinas. They are Homo sapiens, so tao rin naman sila. Humans din sila, Homo sapiens. It just so happens na they are not Austronesians. So to clarify, Africa, 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens migrated. Yan, Homo sapiens. Tumira sila sa Africa for sobrang tagal, but eventually they decided to migrate to different continents of the world. Some of them went to Europe, some of them went to Asia, some of them went to Americas through Russia and through Alaska. So when they did that, yung iba other migrations throughout Asia, ito yung mga Negritos. Ayoko silang tawaging Negritos sa totoo lang. Pero for the sake of simplifying the topic, they are called Negritos because they are a classification of a group of persons na pumunta ng Pilipinas. So ito yung mga Aita, Agta, yun nga, yun. So ito yung mga Negritos na pumunta sa Pinas. Sila yung nauna, technically. Pero once again, hindi pa rin natin alam, baka may mas nauna pa sa kanila. Okay? Kasi yung mga Negritos, they have a lineage. It's safe to say na ang mga Negritos, matagal na silang nasa Pilipinas. Hanggang ngayon, nandito pa rin sila. Specifically, sila na ngayon yung mga indigenous na communities. Unfortunately, no, matibay yung claim nila sa Pilipinas. Maganda yung historical claim nila sa Pilipinas. Nung sinakop tayo ng Espanya, Amerika at saka ng mga Hapon, nilabanan nila yung mga yun, they did not bend down. Lumaban sila. And nung naging malaya na yung Pilipinas, sabi ng mga Negritos, they will coordinate with our government and eventually, they are now protected and they are now following our constitution. And gumawa pa nga tayo ng batas para sa kanila. Yung Indigenous Communities, Indigenous Rights Act, something like that. Unfortunately, no, inaabuso natin. Meron silang ancestral claim sa lugar. So, meron din silang rights na i-govern yung sarili nila. Yun yung nakasaad sa batas. Pero ang nangyayari is may mga abusadong mga Pilipino nagtatayo ng buildings sa mga ancestral na lugar nila. In that case, ano mas maganda? This is a discussion of property law. Something like that. Anyway, yung mga Negritos, they had their own migrations in Asia. And then, another major movement was the Austronesians. This is a major movement that happened 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. Whereas itong other migrations throughout Asia, pwedeng pasama dyan yung mga Negritos or other na classification of persons na pumunta ng iba't ibang parts ng Asia. So, ano ba talaga? Are these people the first Filipinos? Hindi natin alam kung sino talaga yung mga unang nakatapak ng Pinas. We can say na it's perhaps the Homo luzonensis. We can say perhaps na dahil hindi naman tao yung mga Homo luzonensis, baka nga yung taong tabon, kasi technically that was 47,000 years ago, but that's just an estimate. Malay mo, makahanap pa tayo in the future. I think the better question to ask is, are these people the first Filipinos? And the answer is still no. Because being a Filipino is a modern term. Okay? Filipinos, this is just a relatively new term. Hindi pa to lumalagpas ng 300 years. In fact, pag sinabi nating Filipino, ito yung mga pinapangalan sa mga Spanish na pinanganak sa Pilipinas. Ano ba yung original na tawag sa atin ng mga Kastila or ng mga Espanyol? Di ba ang tawag sa atin is not Filipinos, they call us what? Indio. Di ba? So at some point in time, we decided na we no longer want to be called Indios, rather, we decided na we are to be called Filipinos. But that was after our independence from Spain. So, it's incorrect for us to say na yung mga Negritos or yung mga Homo luzonensis or yung mga taong tabon are the first Filipinos. Sila nga yung grupo ng mga tao na nauna sa Pilipinas, but they're not the first Filipinos. So what does it mean to be a Filipino, class? To be a Filipino is more than simply being born in the Philippines or holding a Philippine citizenship. Hindi porket pinanganak ka sa Pilipinas ay Pinas ka na, ay Pinoy ka na, di ba? Or yes, pwede nating sabihin na Filipino ka kasi may Philippine citizenship ka. But pag sinabi nating Filipino, it can mean belonging to people shaped by shared history, diverse cultures, languages, struggles, and aspirations. To be a Filipino also means na may dinadala kang kasaysayan. Yung kasaysayan ng mga indigenous societies na nag-exist even before colonization, at yung mga karanasan natin during colonization, at yung paglaban natin sa mga nanakop sa atin. Ito yung continuous effort to define kung sino ba tayo bilang isang mga Pilipino. Ba? So, what makes a person a Filipino? I think the better thing to ask is, who gets to define what being a Filipino is? Being a Filipino is both an inheritance. Minamana siya. Okay? It's inherited. It's an ongoing choice. It's also an ongoing choice. It is to understand kung saan tayo nanggaling, to recognize our diversity, and to critically examine our history. And also, to become Filipino means that we are actively and presently taking part in shaping what the Philippines is and what the people can become. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng pagiging Pilipino. Aside from the legalities, yan yung social or yung philosophical aspect ng pagiging Pilipino. Kaya kung tatanungin mo ko kung sino ba yung mga unang tao sa Pilipinas, depende. Ano ba yung pagkakaintindi mo sa tao? Mako-consider mo bang tao ang mga Homo luzinensis? If so, pwedeng sabihin natin sila yung nauna. But we can even go further back. Wala pa tayong confirmed na answer. Mako-consider mo na bang sinaunang tao yung mga Austronesians? Kasi if so, they are Homo sapiens, but how about yung taong Tabon? Or yung Tabon man, which is also a Homo sapien? And then papasok naman dito yung Negrito. We don't have a confirmed answer kung sino yung sinauna or sino yung pinaka-unang grupo ng mga tao na nakatapak dito sa Pilipinas. What we can say is kung paano sila nakapunta ng Pilipinas at kung gaano sila katagal nagstay hanggat sa yung mga taong to naging ancestors na natin. And it's more important to answer what does it mean to be a Filipino.